8 assists.
Pretty good for a score.
Welcome back to Hutchinson, Kansas. We are at the NJCAA Division I men's basketball tournament. Daytona State with a big win over defending national champion Barton, joined here by Coach Joey Cantons and his main man Luca. Coach Cantons, how does it feel to be in the Elite Eight?
It's crazy. It's awesome to have a first-round bye, and sometimes you think we've been sitting around watching games for so long, but I think it was good for our guys. They got a feel for the environment. They got a feel for the court, and they got a feel for how the officials were going to call the game. So, sometimes you think disadvantage because they got their first game under their belt, but it was good for us to get our first game.
Yeah, how important was it, you think, to have those returning players, even guys that necessarily didn't get to play a lot, like Dylan Diaz last year? He comes in the game, huge, 15 points, hitting those corner threes, stepping up, hitting those free throws.
And I think the biggest thing about it was our mentality. And last year was my first year also being here. This is our second year here. And those guys changed their mentality of we're not just happy to be here. Let's make some noise. We know what it is. We know the environment is. Luca's struggling here now. But we knew what the environment was going to be.
He left it all on the court, Coach. He left it all on the court. He has nothing left to give.
Coach, watching the team play today, obviously watching all of the games that you played this season, the guys just really seemed willing to give to whoever needs to get things done. It wasn't anybody saying like, hey, I need to be the guy, I need to take over. We saw Dorcias today as a scorer having 8 assists, just willing to make those passes instead of saying, hey, I'm going to go into total takeover mode like Sleep has overtaken Luca here. But they all seem to just be on the same page together.
Yeah, and part of it is, I believe this is why we're so good. I think we have 7 players that average 9 points or more. So we've had that mantra of the entire season, 20 plus assists. That was our goal. And we're a really unselfish team. And I think our guys have bought into, especially in a tournament setting. Today was somebody's night. I promise tomorrow it's going to be a whole different guy. And they all believe that. They all play the right way for each other, and they all have joy cheering for each other.
Coach, congratulations. You're in the Elite Eight. I know that means a lot to you and your program. I believe this is the first win in Daytona State history in the national tournament.
I didn't know that, actually, so wow. I know we've been here twice prior, and then now we're here back-to-back years, so
a
amazing.
Great year. And now you get to get ready for Connor State.
That was a tough game. They're a tough matchup. They play hard. I can't remember what's the big kid's name.
Edwin Daniels.
And Daniels, really good player. So it'll be a good physical matchup down there tomorrow.
Yeah, we're looking forward to it. We'll let you get rested up. Let Luca.
Luca's got something to say. He's out.
He left it all on the court, just like your guys. Get rested up. Enjoy this one with your team, and we'll see you out here tomorrow.
Appreciate you. Thanks.
All right, that is Coach Joey Cantons with the Daytona State Falcons. A great win today. 73-70. They defeat defending national champion Barton. Brandon, great game here. What's kind of your main takeaway from what we just witnessed?
It's just like we talked about with Coach there, that it was really kind of like everybody, right? In a lot of these games, you have somebody that just kind of ends up being that shining star. There was a lot of stars out here for Daytona, and really that had a lot to do with why I thought they would go so far in this tournament. It doesn't have to be one guy. They can really, whoever's ready to step up in that moment, not just for the game, but from minute to minute, whoever's ready to go, they're gonna grab that opportunity.
And speaking of grabbing things, rebounding.
Yes.
Right, 48-37, a big plus 11 differential on the rebounds. No player on the Falcons had more than 6. That speaks to the collective rebounding group mentality that they have. As we think about rebounding, the group behind us, Trinity Valley.
Yeah.
Trinity Valley, Trinidad State. We have the electric offense versus maybe the best defense that's left in the tournament here.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how many different looks Coach Heyer throws at Trinidad State. Obviously, you're used to having to maybe try and lock down one superior guard. They've got 2 at Trinidad State. Very, very talented, can score in multiple ways, but they don't have the size and length that Trinity Valley does. But as we've seen in this tournament, that size and length isn't always the thing that comes out on top.
And by contrast, Trinity Valley, not as efficient of a scoring team, right, as Trinidad State. So a little bit easier for Trinidad State to have a guy or two that they can go to get a basket. Trinity Valley so far hasn't had that one player they rely heavily on. They kind of have to share the sugar.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's, if Trinity Valley is going to win this game, I think they're going to have to do what they do best and keep this low scoring. If it does turn into a boat race, that's going to be really difficult to keep up with, just because that's just not how they play. And so all of a sudden, if the other team can go on runs, it's difficult for you to catch up. But hey, this is Hutch. Anything can happen.
Anything can happen. We've seen it all. 5 of the 8 Elite 8 are in the books. Trinidad State, Trinity Valley next, then Jones Angelina, followed by Panola Frank Phillips. We have an amazing day of junior college basketball ahead of us. Stay with us all day. We will be back immediately following the conclusion of this game with more interviews with the head coach. Enjoy junior college basketball on the NJCAA Network and ESPN Plus.